Love isn't always expressed in words. Sometimes it's hidden in the smallest actions, lingering glances, and subtle changes in behavior. While some men are direct about their feelings, others struggle to express them openly, whether out of fear, shyness, or uncertainty. But even if he never says, "I love you," his actions might already be speaking volumes. If you've ever found yourself wondering, does he like me more than just a friend? Or is he secretly in love with me? You're not alone. Many women have been in the same position, trying to decode a man's behavior and understand whether there's something deeper behind the way he treats them. The truth is, when a man is emotionally invested in you, he won't always say it outright, but he will show it in ways he might not even realize himself. You might notice that he always seems to be around, offering his help even when you don't ask for it. He remembers small details about you that others forget, listens intently when you speak, and supports your dreams as if they were his own. He may act a little differently when you're around, standing taller, getting nervous, or subtly trying to impress you. And if another man enters the picture, his sudden shift in behavior might just reveal a hint of jealousy. Sometimes it's the little things, like how he checks up on you for no reason, how he treats you differently than everyone else, or how his body language shifts when you're near. These small but significant signs can reveal his true feelings long before he ever finds the courage to say them out loud. Understanding a man's emotions isn't always easy, especially when he's holding them back. But if you pay close attention, his actions will tell you everything you need to know. In this guide, we'll break down the 12 clear signs that he's secretly in love with you, so you no longer have to second guess his feelings. Let's dive in. 1. He steals glances at you when he thinks you're not looking. When a man is secretly falling for you but doesn't want to show it, one of the biggest signs is how often he steals glances at you. He may not openly stare, but you'll catch him looking at you when he thinks you won't notice. It's almost instinctive. His eyes naturally find their way to you, whether you're talking to someone else, working on something, or even just sitting quietly. His gaze is often soft and filled with admiration, but the moment you look his way, he quickly looks away as if he wasn't watching at all. He doesn't want to make it obvious, but his eyes betray his feelings. Sometimes, you might even notice him trying to act casual, pretending to look at something else or checking his phone right after you catch him. This behavior is especially noticeable in group settings. Even when there are many people around, his attention somehow keeps coming back to you. If you're laughing, he watches with a subtle smile. If you're speaking, he's listening, even if the conversation isn't directed at him. It's his way of admiring you from a distance without making his feelings obvious. His stolen glances aren't just random. They show that he's drawn to you, even if he's too nervous or unsure to express it directly. He may not have the confidence to tell you how he feels, but his eyes reveal the truth. If you catch him doing this often, it's a clear sign that his heart is already falling for you, even if his words haven't said it yet. 2. He remembers small details about you that others forget. When a man is secretly falling for you, he pays attention to even the smallest details about you, things that most people wouldn't even notice or remember. It's not just about the big moments. It's the tiny, seemingly insignificant things that show he truly cares. He might remember your favorite coffee order, the way you like your food, or a random childhood story you mentioned once. If you told him about a song you love, he might casually bring it up later, or even send it to you saying, "I heard this and thought of you." He recalls the little things you say, even if they seem unimportant, because to him, they matter. This kind of attention goes beyond just listening. It shows he values what you share with him. If you mention being nervous about an upcoming meeting or exam, he checks in later to see how it went. If you casually say that you love sunflowers, you might be surprised when he brings you one, or points them out when you're together. Unlike others who may forget these small details in everyday conversations, he holds onto them because you're special to him. Even if he hasn't openly admitted his feelings, this is a clear sign that he deeply cares and is emotionally invested in you. 3. he gets jealous but tries to hide it. When a man is secretly in love with you but doesn't want to admit it. Jealousy is one of the clearest signs, though he'll try his best to hide it. He may not openly express his feelings, but his reaction when you talk about another guy or spend time with someone else says it all. You might notice a sudden shift in his mood when you mention another man, even casually. His energy changes. Maybe he becomes quieter, avoids eye contact, or even tries to change the subject. If he's more expressive, he might tease you about it in a playful but slightly irritated way, saying things like, "Oh, so he's your favorite now." It's his way of masking how he truly feels. Sometimes he may act indifferent, pretending that it doesn't bother him, but his subtle actions reveal the truth. He might start talking about another girl just to see how you react. Or he may suddenly try to get your attention more, cracking more jokes, dressing better, or showing off in small ways, anything to remind you that he's still there. Even in group settings, if you're laughing or having a deep conversation with another guy, you might catch him watching from a distance. His body language tightens, he fidgets, or he suddenly becomes extra engaged in his own conversations, almost as if he's trying too hard to act normal. Jealousy, especially when it's hidden, is a powerful sign that he cares more than he lets on. He may not be ready to confess, but his emotions are already giving him away. 4. He goes out of his way to help you, even in small ways. When a man is secretly in love with you but hasn't expressed it, one of the biggest signs is how he always finds ways to help you, even in the smallest things. It's his way of showing care and affection without openly saying it. He might offer to carry something heavy for you, fix something that's broken, or step in when you need assistance, even if you didn't ask for it. If you mention that you're struggling with something, he's quick to find a solution or offer his help. Whether it's giving you a ride, staying up late to help with a project, or simply holding the door open for you, his actions speak louder than words. Even when he's busy, he somehow makes time for you. He won't say it directly, but his willingness to go out of his way proves that you are important to him. If you're sick, he checks in on you. If you're feeling down, he tries to cheer you up. He may not confess his feelings outright, but his actions always show that he cares more than a regular friend would. What makes this sign even more special is that he doesn't do it for everyone, only for you. His efforts may seem casual, but they are intentional. Every small favor, every thoughtful act is his quiet way of saying, "I care about you more than you know." 5. He listens to you more attentively than anyone else. When a man is secretly in love with you, he listens to you in a way that no one else does. It's not just about hearing your words, it's about truly understanding and remembering what you say, no matter how small or insignificant it may seem. Unlike others who might nod along absent-mindedly or get distracted, he gives you his full attention. When you speak, he maintains eye contact, leans in slightly, and reacts in a way that shows he's fully present. Even in a noisy room or a group setting, he focuses on you as if you're the only one there. What sets him apart is how well he remembers the little details. You might casually mention your favorite dessert, a childhood memory, or a dream you have, and weeks later, he brings it up as if it was the most important thing he ever heard. He recalls your likes and dislikes, your stories, and even the things that made you sad. He also asks thoughtful follow-up questions, showing that he genuinely cares about what's on your mind. If you tell him about a problem, he listens without interrupting and offers support instead of dismissing it. Even when you're venting, he doesn't just wait for his turn to speak. He truly absorbs what you're saying. His attentiveness isn't something he does for everyone. It's reserved for you. It's his silent way of showing that you matter to him more than you realize. 6. He subtly tries to impress you. When a man is secretly in love with you but doesn't want to make it obvious, he will subtly try to impress you in different ways. He won't directly say, "Look at me," but his actions, words, and even body language will reveal his intentions. He may suddenly start talking about his achievements, but in a casual, almost accidental way. He might mention how he handled a tough situation at work, a skill he's really good at, or an accomplishment he's proud of. hoping that you'll notice and be impressed. Even if he's usually humble around you, he makes sure you know about the things that make him stand out. Physically, he may adjust his posture, stand taller, or fix his hair when you're around. If he's into fitness, you might catch him flexing slightly while stretching or carrying something. If he's stylish, he might dress better when he knows he'll see you. He wants to appear at his best whenever you're around, even if he pretends it's unintentional. He may also go out of his way to be helpful, cracking jokes to make you laugh, showing off his intelligence in conversations, or doing something thoughtful that makes him seem reliable. Whether it's solving a problem quickly, knowing an interesting fact, or taking the lead in a situation, he wants you to see him as someone special. Even in small moments, his efforts to impress you are there, subtle but meaningful. He won't openly admit he's trying, but deep down, his actions say, "I want you to see me as someone worth noticing." 7. He finds excuses to be around you. When a man is secretly in love with you but doesn't want to make it obvious, he will always find small excuses to be around you. He won't directly say, "I want to spend time with you," but his actions will show that he's drawn to you. He might start showing up in places where you are, even if it seems like a coincidence. If you're at work or school together, he somehow ends up near your desk, takes the same lunch break, or walks the same route as you. If you're in a group setting, he positions himself close to you, making sure he's part of your conversations. Whenever you need something, whether it's help with a project, advice, or even just company, he volunteers before anyone else. Even if he doesn't need to be there, he'll find a reason to stick around. If you mention that you're planning to go somewhere, he might casually say, "Oh, really? I was thinking of going there too," just to create an opportunity to be with you. He also initiates random conversations, even about the smallest things, just to keep talking to you. Sometimes he may bring up topics that he knows interest you, just to keep you engaged. He doesn't want to seem too obvious, but deep down, he's making an effort to spend as much time around you as possible. These little excuses aren't random. They are his way of being close to you without openly admitting his feelings. His heart wants to be near you, and even if his words don't say it, his actions make it clear. 8. His body language changes when you're near. When a man is secretly in love with you, his body language will change the moment you're around, even if he tries to hide it. His subconscious reactions will reveal his true feelings before his words ever do. One of the biggest signs is how he adjusts his posture when he sees you. He may sit up straighter, stand taller, or square his shoulders to appear more confident. If he was slouching or relaxed before, he suddenly becomes more alert and aware of his presence around you. His eyes also give him away. If he's shy, he might steal glances at you when he thinks you're not looking, but quickly look away when you catch him. If he's more confident, he may hold eye contact longer, as if trying to connect with you on a deeper level. His pupils might even dilate, a natural reaction when someone is drawn to someone they like. You may notice nervous habits, like fidgeting with his hands, touching his face, or adjusting his clothes. He might run his fingers through his hair, fix his watch, or play with his shirt collar. Small actions that show he's more self-conscious when you're near. If he's standing, he may shift his weight, move closer to you without realizing it, or angle his body in your direction, even in a group setting. Another telltale sign is mirroring. If you cross your arms, he might do the same without realizing it. If you lean in slightly, he follows. This unconscious mimicry happens when someone feels a deep connection, even if they haven't admitted it to themselves yet. Even if he tries to act normal, his body gives away his emotions. The way he reacts to your presence, whether it's nervousness, excitement, or admiration, shows that you mean more to him than just a friend. 9. He supports your dreams and goals without hesitation. When a man is secretly in love with you, he becomes your biggest supporter, encouraging your dreams and goals without hesitation. Even if he hasn't confessed his feelings, his actions will show that he genuinely cares about your success and happiness. He listens attentively whenever you talk about your ambitions, whether they are career goals, personal growth, or something as simple as a hobby you love. Unlike others who might dismiss your dreams as unrealistic, he takes them seriously. He asks questions, offers advice, and even helps you find ways to achieve them. If you mention wanting to start a business, learn a new skill, or travel somewhere, he gets excited for you and may even offer resources or connections to help. He celebrates your achievements, big or small. Whether you land a new job, finish a difficult task, or simply make progress toward your goal, he acknowledges it and makes you feel proud of yourself. If you ever doubt yourself or feel discouraged, he's the one reminding you of your strengths, pushing you to keep going. His belief in you is unwavering, even when you struggle to believe in yourself. What makes this sign even more special is that he supports you without expecting anything in return. His encouragement isn't forced or superficial. It comes from a place of deep care. He wants to see you succeed, not just because he likes you, but because your happiness matters to him. Even if he never directly says, "I love you," his constant support speaks louder than words. 10. He gets nervous or fidgety around you. When a man is secretly in love with you, he may get nervous or fidgety whenever you're around, even if he tries to hide it. His body reacts before his mind can control it, and these small unconscious behaviors reveal his true feelings. You might notice him stumbling over his words or losing his train of thought when speaking to you. He could be perfectly confident around others, but when it comes to you, he suddenly seems unsure of what to say. He might laugh nervously, clear his throat, or even say something awkward just because he's overthinking his words. Fidgeting is another big sign. He may play with his hands, adjust his clothes, tap his fingers on a surface, or even run his hand through his hair more than usual. If he's holding something, like a pen or a phone, he might unconsciously fiddle with it as a way to release nervous energy. His body language can also give him away. He might shift his weight from one foot to another, rub the back of his neck, or blink more than usual. If he's sitting, he may adjust his position frequently, trying to appear relaxed while actually feeling restless. These nervous behaviors happen because he wants to impress you, but is afraid of messing up. His emotions are heightened around you, making even the simplest interactions feel more intense. Even if he tries to play it cool, these small, involuntary actions expose just how much he cares. 11. He treats you differently than he treats others. When a man is secretly in love with you, one of the biggest signs is that he treats you differently than he treats anyone else. Even if he tries to act casual, his behavior around you will stand out compared to how he interacts with others. You might notice that he gives you more attention than he does to other people. In group settings, he naturally gravitates toward you, listens more intently when you speak, and reacts more enthusiastically to what you say. While he may joke around with everyone, his jokes with you feel more playful, personal, or meaningful. His tone of voice may also change when talking to you. It might become softer, warmer, or more teasing compared to how he speaks with others. If he's naturally loud and energetic, he may become more gentle and attentive around you. If he's usually reserved, he might open up more when it's just the two of you. He may also be more protective of you. If you're feeling down, he checks in on you. If you need help, he's the first to offer. Even in small ways, like making sure you're comfortable, offering you his jacket, or looking out for you in social situations, his actions show that you mean more to him than just a friend. While he may be friendly and kind to everyone, the little differences in how he treats you set you apart. It's not always obvious, but if you pay attention, you'll notice that his words, actions, and energy are just a little bit different when it comes to you, because you're special to him in ways he might not even realize yet. 12. He always checks up on you, even without a reason. When a man is secretly in love with you, he will find ways to check up on you, even when there's no real reason to do so. He won't always say, "I was thinking about you," but his actions will show that you're on his mind more often than he lets on. You might notice him texting or calling you just to ask how your day is going, even when there's nothing urgent to talk about. He may send random messages like, "Did you get home safely?" or hope your meeting went well today. These small check-ins may seem casual, but they show that he genuinely cares about your well-being. Even in person, he asks about things you mentioned days or weeks ago. If you told him you weren't feeling well, he follows up later to see if you're better. If you had a big event or an important task, he remembers and asks how it went. Unlike others who forget, he pays attention and makes sure to check in, showing that your life matters to him. Sometimes he might even make excuses just to talk to you. He could ask about something random, pretend to need advice, or bring up a topic just to keep the conversation going. Deep down, he just wants to hear from you and make sure you're doing okay. This kind of attention isn't something he gives to everyone. It's a sign that you're important to him, even if he hasn't admitted his feelings yet. His constant check-ins are his way of saying, "I care about you more than you realize."